They taught you to smile first, to be agreeable, to be liked. From the first day you entered a classroom, they conditioned you. Raise your hand. Don't interrupt. Say please. Be nice. Nice. That's what they wanted from you. Not intelligence, not strength, not even excellence. Just likability. But no empire was ever built on likability. No revolution ever succeeded because its leader was well liked. And no one ever became untouchable by being everyone's friend. Because the truth is this: being feared is safer than being liked. Machiavelli knew it. He wrote it plainly in The Prince. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Why? Because love is conditional. Love wavers. Love is given, and it can be taken away. But fear anchors itself. It commands distance. It demands respect. And above all, it protects you from the most dangerous force in the world: the crowd. You see, the crowd praises what it likes, but it obeys what it fears. And what the modern world doesn't want you to realize, what they bury under slogans of collaboration, community, and kindness, is that power doesn't survive on affection. It survives on leverage. Because when the crowd loves you, they cheer for you. But when the crowd fears you, they don't dare move against you. And that difference, it is the difference between influence and control. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw a lion beg to be liked by sheep? When was the last time a general paused his strategy because someone didn't feel heard? When was the last time a king hesitated at the gates because he was worried about being misunderstood? Exactly. Because real power, the kind that shapes nations, redirects history, bends markets and minds, doesn't concern itself with being liked. It concerns itself with outcomes, with results, with reality. Now, that doesn't mean cruelty. That doesn't mean senseless domination or tyranny. Being feared is not about violence. It's about presence. It's about consequence. It's about walking into a room and knowing no one will waste your time. It's about setting a boundary and watching it be respected before it's even tested. It's about living a life where people weigh their words before they speak them to you. And how do you build that kind of fear? You start by shedding the addiction to being liked. Every time you hesitate to say what you believe, every time you nod to avoid conflict, every time you apologize for existing too loudly, you lose ground. And they know it. Because likability is the leash. They pull it when you stray too far from expectation. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle pressure to conform, to keep the peace, to be the good one, to not rock the boat. And every time you choose peace over principle, comfort over clarity, popularity over power, you trade fear for favor. But favor fades, and once it does, so does your influence. You don't need everyone to like you. You need everyone to respect you. And that begins the moment you stop asking for permission to be powerful. Let's talk about Machiavelli for a moment. He wasn't writing for the weak. He wasn't interested in utopia, in equality, in making the world feel safe. He was writing for rulers, for people who had to make hard decisions in hard times. He understood that the masses are fickle, that today's cheer can become tomorrow's outrage, that the same people who love you for giving them freedom will hate you when you demand responsibility. Machiavelli said, Men are quicker to forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance. That's how shallow public favor can be. And that's why you must never build your empire on the sand of public opinion. You build it on stone, on reputation, consequence, clarity, and strength. You don't need to be a tyrant, but you must be untouchable. Because if people fear disrespecting you more than they crave your approval, they will never cross you. Now let me say something uncomfortable. There's a reason so many brilliant people stay invisible. It's not because they lack talent. It's because they still crave approval. They fear being seen as too much, too intense, too blunt, too different. So they dim themselves. They become polite versions of their true potential. And the world, it thanks them for being manageable. But it never respects them. Do not be manageable. Do not be digestible. Do not be liked at the cost of being ignored. There is nothing admirable about becoming small to make others comfortable. There is nothing noble in waiting for the world to be ready for your strength. You were not born to be liked. You were born to be legendary. So how do you shift? How do you move from likability to power? You start by embracing discomfort, by understanding that being feared means being clear, unapologetic, direct. It means saying no without a smile. It means walking away from those who test your boundaries. It means choosing solitude over shallow acceptance. It means being okay with being misunderstood, because the truth doesn't need to be popular to be true. You become feared the moment your standards become non-negotiable, the moment your silence becomes strategic, the moment your time becomes sacred. And when that happens, when people begin to sense that disrespect has consequences, you stop being a pawn. You become a player. Let's look at history. Every figure who left a mark, a real mark, was feared. Julius Caesar. Feared by the Senate, respected by the legions. Assassinated not because he failed, but because he succeeded too much. Alexander, feared for his ambition, feared for his vision. He conquered the known world before 30. Malcolm X, feared for his truth, feared for his discipline. He didn't beg for love. He demanded respect. These were not likable men. They were powerful men. And they paid the price for it. But here's the truth. You will pay a price either way. If you choose to be liked, you will pay with your power. If you choose to be feared, you will pay with your popularity, but only one of those payments leads to freedom. Let's bring it back to you. Where in your life have you allowed likability to rob you of leadership? Where have you smiled when you should have walked away? Where have you stayed silent to keep the peace, only to lose your own? Look, the world needs more dangerous people. Not violent, not cruel. Dangerous in the sense that you cannot be controlled. Dangerous in the sense that your standards do not bend for convenience. Dangerous in the sense that your presence demands accountability. The moment people know you're willing to walk away. The moment they realize you don't need them to feel whole. That's the moment they begin to fear losing access to you. And that is when power begins. People will say, but what about love? What about kindness? What about humanity? And I say, those are sacred things, but they are sacred because they are chosen. Because they come from strength, not weakness. The love of a powerful man is rare. The kindness of a feared woman is legendary. Because when you are feared, your softness becomes a gift, not a default. You are not obligated to be gentle. You choose to be. And that choice makes all the difference. Let me leave you with this. Being liked is easy. Smile, nod, blend in. Being feared, that takes mastery. Mastery of self, mastery of emotion, mastery of boundaries. It takes vision. It takes the courage to say, I will not be moved. And when you reach that level, when you become the immovable object in a world of reactive souls, you become unforgettable. Machiavelli wasn't praising cruelty. He was warning you that if you do not choose how you are seen, the world will choose for you. And they will choose likable, nice, harmless. But that is not your destiny. You are not here to be harmless. You are here to be great. So stop chasing approval. Stop diluting your truth. Stop apologizing for being too much. Because being feared is safer than being liked. And if you truly want to be free, truly untouchable, you must be willing to become the storm. Not everyone will like you. Good. That means you're finally being honest. That means you're finally being real. That means you've stopped asking for permission. You are not here to be liked. You are here to lead. So lead.